The presiding officer, Vice Mayor si Antonio Miguel Y. Perez.
Present.
Councilor Apollonia Glibacay. The Majority Floor Leader, Councilor Filipe Tirado.
Present.
The Minority Floor Leader, Councilor Oscar A. Buding. Councilor Caroline D. Sison. Councilor Michelle S. Gondera.
Present.
Councilor Otilito Ocontelera.
Sir.
Councilor Berna S. Diramato. Councilor Robert Iranoy. Councilor Dalia M. De Leon. Councilor Arthur Perez C. Castro. Ex-officio members, Liga ng mga Barangay President Raul G. Bacay. Ang panlunsod ng Federasyon ng Sangguniang Kabataan President Lover D. Bernabé. 13 members of this August Valley responded to the voter.
Members respond to the call announced by the President of Forum. We will now transact the issue of the call. Move on to the agenda, Madam Secretary. Is there any unassigned business?
We have one unassigned business, sir, which is a request for a resolution authorizing City Mayor Art Brian Celeste to accept, in behalf of the City Government of Balanes, Pangasinan, portions of RIA properties from Boltex Development and Realty Corporation, represented by Raymond Celeste, with an aggregate area of 500 square meters, more particularly described to it, a portion of a parcel of rice land located at Barangay Balanes, covered by cadastral block number 360-A, with an area of 44 square meters, declared under tax declaration number 2018-22-01880, covered by transfer certificate of title number 027-2017-002-682, and a portion of a parcel of land covered by cadastral block number 362-C, declared under tax declaration number 2018-22-01182, covered by transfer certificate of title number 027-2017-002-685, with an area of 456 square meters, and be given authority to donate the same to the National Bureau of Investigation.
Any other unassigned business? I have one. Shall we amend our internal rules for the Councilor Loverly? May schedule na yung school mo? Wala pa. So, Madam Secretary, kindly let us amend our internal rules to change the time. Or is everyone okay with 1 o'clock? Instead of 3:30. 3:30 nakalagay, no? 3:30. So please put that in the... And then... And then... Okay. So any other aside? Kung wala na, Councilor Alfred, what is our pleasure?
Yes, Mr. Chair, I move for the approval of today's agenda, inclusive of the one-time business.
This is moved by Councilor De Castro, seconded by Councilor Sison, Councilor Bernabe, Councilor Ganon, and Councilor Abubakar for the approval of the set agenda. Any amendments? Hearing none, the set agenda is approved. Next item.
Adoption of the journals and minutes of the Sangguniang Panunsod regular sessions held on August 4, 2020 and August 11, 2020.
Any motion? Councilor Secundera.
Mr. Presiding Officer, I move for the adoption of the journal and minutes of the SP regular sessions held on August 4, 2020 and August 11, 2020.
This is moved by Councilor Secundera, seconded by Councilor Pantelera, Councilor Zapo, Councilor Bernabe for the approval of the said journal and minutes. Any objection, amendment, discussion? Hearing none, the said journal and minutes are hereby adopted. Next item.
Privilege question hour.
Councilor Sison is recognized.
Yes, guys, this is regarding po sa
issue sa Volume 1 and Volume 2. Sa Volume 1 naman po, guys, nagkaroon sila ng barangay council ng resolution na pinapa-close nila para ulit yung Volume 1 from August 16 to September 15. Actually, nandiyan na po yung resolution. And siyempre po may mga issues po ang businessman po pwedeng tulungan po sila. Alam naman po natin yung situation nila. So, ganun din po sa all po. Although may mga nag-file na complaint, ang mga dapat owners, ang gusto po sana nila, pwede na invite po sila ulit to our community para po mag-discuss po yung mga issues of concern sila doon. Medyo nagkakainitan po kasi kayo. So share, schedule po ako ng public hearing sa August 20.
So, Councilor Season, scheduled sa committee hearing regarding the complaint of the business owners in Bolo 1 and Bolo 2. Tama ba? On August 20. What time po?
10 o'clock.
10 o'clock in the morning. Sino po gusto natin imbitahan?
Pwede ko na invite ang mga barangay council and business officer po ng association. All one and all.
How about
tourism po as is
Dialogue na lang. Dialogue na lang siguro.
okay. So, change the dialogue. Councilor Ato Calisigan.
Yes, may I just also ask for a clarification with respect to the privilege matter of English Council of Harold Season. It appears that the barangay is a prohibition up to end of the month. If my memory serves me right, the physical resolution prohibits the acceptance and entry of guests or closure up to August 31, I believe, and it will resume by September 1.
yes.
So, ibig sabihin, by September 1, pwede na.
Yes, so kaya lang attorney may pinala na complaint kasi ang mga franchise owners sa Vol 2 and nabagitikat na hanggang may complaint, may case na gano'n, hindi mag-open ng Vol 2. So, napag-isip ko baka pwedeng magkaroon ng dialogue para baka sa dialogue maayos na po.
If I will see the administrative matter side of that matter, it appears that by September 1, such complaint will become more than academic. Because effective September 1, then the resolution will be self-destructing, particularly the provision of the prohibition of the entry of visitors. Diba? Unless na the matter can be resolved prior to September 1, then there is a justiciable issue or administrative issue. But after September 1, I do not see any administrative issue anymore because the prohibition has ceased to exist. So, it's just an observation. I leave it, of course, to but that is just my opinion because I am suggesting that it should be resolved at least prior to September 1. Unless the resolution states after September 1, an extension.
Hindi po malayo mangyari sa attorney kasi
Kaya nga naman nag-dialogue sa 58.
para
Tapos,
ma-
Tayo pa naman.
Tapos mag-session tayo ng 25. Will not distract the filing of the PRO of ABS-CBN against Kabila.
So, shall we, so, please take note about that comment that, to Committee Chair, August 20. So, kindly invite, Bantan Barangay Council, Bolo 1 and Bolo 2 representatives, two resident representatives from our city, the legal officer and the DILG. So, I repeat that this is a dialogue that will be chaired by Councilor Cesar here in our session. Okay. Any other privileged speeches? Concerns?
Sa unfinished, sir. Unfinished business, sir.
Ay, ano yung last week naman?
Yes, sir. Smart. Pero kasi
Ano yung ginagawa natin? Ano ba yun?
I believe we have a guest regarding our previous concern 2 weeks ago. Councilor Radok moves for the suspension of the rule, second by Councilor Segundal. Madam Secretary, kindly acknowledge our guest.
our guest for the unfinished business, which is the MOA with the ITBS Corporation for the implementation of Smart Alam City Mobile, Citizen Mobile App. We have from our executive department, Van Lovely Dimiles, our city state registrar, Ma'am Maricar Armineng, Sir Daniel Legaspi II, Sir our CPO Engineer Eduardo E. Garcia, and from Smart, we have Engineer Ruli Malik and Mr. John Paul Misandra, CEO.
Magandang hapon po sa ating lahat. Sir, will you be presenting the idea or the concept for our local chief executive to enter into memorandum of agreement with this company para po gawing smart city yung sa ating lungsod, specifically through an application sa telepono, makaka-avail tayo ng mga services ng city. So, represent po nila kung ano po yung mga services that they have to offer. So, to give ample time to our guests to prepare, I think we have here Engineer Gamba. Siguro unahin na muna natin. Sir, you have 5 minutes. Take your time, take your time. So we'll now lift the suspension of the rules. So we proceed first before we acknowledge our guests on the privilege hour. We recognize our next item first, the resolution approving the additional parcel of specific projects funded out of the 20% development fund amounting to 6,219,660 pesos and 90 centavos, and a special purpose appropriation amounting to 728,340 pesos of the city of Revenues calendar year 2020. We have a guest here, Engineer Combine Engineer Lloyd. Councilor Lanoy, who's for suspension of the rules. Engineer Combine. Sorry. Pinakita. Hindi ako nakatingin.
So, good afternoon po. Ito na naman po yung 20% development fund kasi ito lakalan sa appropriation po. Under infrastructure development program, we have 3 proposed projects. One is the proposed concrete pavement at Lucas Wharf. The description, 10.2 meters in width to 105 in length. Next po is amounting to 2.36 million. Number 2 is the regular materials for the provision of outer TDP equipment at lookup wharf. Ito rin po yung mga pangbata na equipment po. Dalawang slide, ito po yung mga items, dalawang slide, dalawang swing double, iso double, at saka 4 na helical mounted piece back ride. Number 3 is the provision of drainage, steel grating at support facilities at Lucas Wharf. Kasi in the previous po, ito kanal lang po yung nakakontrata. Ngayon, lalagyan natin ng steel grating para hindi po mahulog yung mga tao doon. Ang description nito po is around 194.9 linear meter. Mayroon din pong 3 sheet of concrete step ladder. Ang width niya po is 2 meters. Ang length po niya is 1.8. Mayroon din pong mooring. Ito po ay 66 pieces. Ang nakalitaw po na PVC pipe with concrete and reinforced ano na siya is 0.70. Ang cutting ito is 1.5. Nakabuhos po sa loob at saka may reinforcing bars. So, sa letter B naman, under Farm to Market Road, labor material for the construction of line canal with cover at Barangay Pukal-Pukal. Ang length po ito is around 800 linear meter. Ang height nito is 0.8 meters at saka inside the width is 0.60, amounting to 2.74 million. Next po is the repair of eroded portion of existing bridge at Barangay Tawin-Tawin in my home place. Repair lang po ito. Ito po yung mga lalagyan nila ng slope protection, amounting to 256,000. Next din po is the special purpose appropriation, amounting to 47,000. Yung regrabbling po ng Sapang Daray Asen, Barangay San Vicente, 60 cubic mixed gravel. Number 2 is the labor and material for the fabrication of 70 units spot operated alcohol dispenser. Ang benefits po ito is 39 barangay, amounting to 413,765. Next po, ito yung mga 1 unit dispenser. Sa mga ilang titigan na natin, hindi ko na siguro babanggitin ito.
Any questions for the body?
Thank you po.
Any questions for the body? Kasi nagtanong lang ako, no, yung I have no objection or any comment regarding this, but meron ba tayong mga nakalinyang project na infrastructure na baka COVID-related o tapos na po lahat?
Ay, with regards po sa ganyan po sa
Lupa, tourism related, which is okay rin naman kasi we are tourism driven economy. Pero naisip ko lang, kung talagang may pondo tayo pang development fund, since may pera pa tayo for the end of the year, kung ano naman yung magiging COVID-related na gastos natin. Kasi yung tourism yan, wala naman tayong magiging pakinabang doon. For example, I understand na kailangan ito, of course, but it would be 3 million pesos of spending, hindi naman makakalaro yung kids doon kasi bawal na yung minor. So in terms of yung pavements, I know it's needed maybe next year or 2 years from now, but siguro yung update lang mga facilities pang COVID or pang enhance yung mga pwede during this pandemic. So again, siguro pag-aralan na lang natin kung anong pwede. In terms of priority lang naman yan. What infrastructure project should be prioritized. Kasi kailangan din gastos yun din. I would like also to be clarified kung ito ba yung galing sa loan natin or galing talaga sa development fund natin. Development fund lang. Yun naman, just a comment lang, but I have no question. So wala akong katanungan yung council. So maraming very soon.
Kaya we request the PDA office to allocate funds from our development fund na kung pwede magawa before darating ang kalamidad.
Galis Road.
Boundary ng balitaan.
With regards to that, simply magbibigay si Kapitan ng resolution to be approved with the Mayor. Kasi hindi rin kami gagawa pag wala po yung mga reviews po.
Yeah, actually, pwede naman manggaling sa may or si Engineer Campa. You can just do a resolution or tayo gumawa ng allotment for the mayor's approval. Pwede naman manggaling sa atin. Kaso nga lang, pag ma-approve yan, gagawa pa ng program of work. Pero familiar po kayo sa sinasabi po ni Councilor Oscar Muli.
Nakita na namin yun noon pa, last year pa yun, yung eroded portion yung sa Sitio Galis.
Oo, tama-tama rin. Sa kabalila.
Tapos hindi na matawid yun.
Sige. Ako. Tapos na po ba, Councilor? So, please take note, engineer, na we'll work on that. Siguro, we will file a resolution or we will be talking to the Barangay Council regarding that matter. How ba?
Sa CCTV ko, sa Barangay Limansana, naisama na po ba yun? Yung daan po doon?
Ito?
Ay, hindi.
Ito ba?
Kaon.
Dulo.
Ano yung
Papunta sa Rayan.
Pagandang site. Pagandang dam.
Very best na po sila.
Kasi ang process ata is kailangan i-endorse ni athlete at mayor for program of work. Anyway, siguro i-check na lang natin engineer kung ano yung status ko, no? Para ma-update rin kung ano yung parang I think yung sa Sabangan, parang ginawa din na natin ang program of work. Yung 8 million na yung sa tapat ng barangay ng Sabangan. Pero wala pa pong, ano, hindi pa pong ginagawa.
May isang pistol po ako. Isang engineering natin. Hindi naman sa... Hindi ba pwedeng yearly magkaroon tayo ng inventory ng mga roads, yung mga masira, para magiging ng priority para pag-budget natin. Nakapag na siya doon. Nababagita na natin kung ikating ng budgeting period.
Yes po, mayroon na kaming inventory po. Ang dami po. Kahit 1 billion po. Meron na po kaming inventory of all roads po.
Sinasabi ko sinubulo yung galis, balik ng pangyayari. Parang kung naunahan na lang yung prioritization na yun. Para mag-okay natin.
So what we can do, pwede po kami tapos pag-usapan natin sa council, mag-prioritize tayo. Tapos, dahil lang tayo with mayor, kung i-approve na yun.
Yes po, magbibigay po
Kasi yung
inventory.
tayo na lang po kami ng kopya. So, kaya tanong natin ni birthday boy, engineer, prophet na lang yung Popantay Road. Iiwang mga debris sa kalye. Kaya nagtatambak po, tapos hindi po na baka pwedeng may o GSO? Kahit sino naman. Kung pwede yung mga contractor na nahuhulog yung nadudumihan yung mga kalye, hindi na lilinisan. Baka pwedeng kung mapansin po ninyo, baka pwedeng mapagsabihan ko para wala akong disgrasya mga nakasingle sa daan.
Okay, ano din po siya.
Okay. So, wala na. Thank you very much, Engineer Will Bamba, our city engineer. Sir, salamat. So, under suspension of rules, we would like to recognize again, we would like to recognize ITDS Corporation to present their program here, proposed program here in our city of Army. Sir, can you introduce yourself para sa record? Introduce yourself.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is John Paul Miranda from ITDS Corporation. Founder and CEO of ITDS Corporation. So, ITDS stands for Information Technology Business Solutions Corporation. Another background, I was awarded as Young Entrepreneur of 2017 ng Philippine Chambers of Commerce and Industry and represent our country dun sa Istanbul, Turkey for the Confederation of Asia Pacific Chambers of Commerce and Industry. So, competition po ito for the Smart City ng buong mundo. So, Asia Pacific. And Philippines, nag-top 2 po tayo. Itong ino-offer po namin ngayon, ito yung pinakita namin, sinyosis po sa Asia Pacific Confederation of Chambers of Commerce. Then, ICPS is also known sa national government, like Philippine National Police, ICT Innovation Laboratory. We design and build this kind of infrastructure. And other like Bureau of Customs and other Department of National Defense. So, yun po yung mga other background namin in terms of projects ng IT industry. Ito po yung main platform namin sa yung backbone ng Smart City. We call it the iSCADA. Storage, control, and data acquisition. Ito na yung full computerization, the full-scale computerization of local government. And then some of our projects, yun po yung mga ginawa ng design and build ng mga command centers. We don't only develop software, but also we design and build mga command centers. Quezon City is one of our projects. Tapos sa Pampanga, Cebu City, Cotabato City. So another private institution such as yung mga command centers po ng water utility company. We do that also. So we have a lot of experience in terms of infrastructure projects. So I'll get straight to the offer. So po yung mga system na binibenta namin. But last January, we decided to change the business model and gumawa kami ng isang in preparation for disaster and other calamities na darating. So, timing po nung i-launch namin ito, nagkaroon ng pandemic. So, Disaster Emergency Management and Operation Ecosystem or the DMOE. So, under po ito yung Memorandum Circular ng DILG, yung updating and maintenance of the record ng barangay inhabitants. And then the second is the DRRM Act, yung in preparation for the disaster. So, sakot po ng batas na to, yung ginawa naming ecosystem. So, the key to turning the tide is good intelligence and real-time information. So, ito po yung pinaka-solution na dito sa pinoprovide natin. So, value proposition, desperate time phone, smart measures, so provide real-time data for the Alaminos emergency management system. Ano yung mga solutions na Smart City may po-provide? Again, reiterate ko lang po, all of these solutions, no capex and no opex for the city government. So wala pong ilalabas na pondo o wala pong babayaran ang Alaminos. So ano po yung mga software? So Authorized Registration Officer, Citizen Registration or Citizen Registration Act. Mobile app po siya para sa mga enumerators. No? And then yung Citizen Portal App, ito po yung magiging mobile app para sa lahat ng constituents ng Alaminos City. So, paano po yung mga walang smartphone? Yun po yung solution natin kung bakit binigay namin yung Authorized Registration Officer o yung mga ARO. Ito po yung mga iikot na census o nagkakandak ng CBMS. Ito yung modern version po ng CBMS. No, hindi na po papel ang gagamitin nila. Or gather the data and protect the information, automatically submit po niya sa transcript niya sa server, sa system. So wala nang papel. No? Yun po yung mga ipoprovide namin. And then the training as well, provide po namin yan. Next is the database. Ito po yung Citizen Registration Management System. The third is the Local Civil Registry System o yung LCRS. Kasama na po dyan yung summary ng mga non-COVID-19 deaths. Kasama po yan. Yung mga pinanganak, number of birth, yung number of marriage, kasama rin po dyan, pati po yung number of deaths. So, under po yan ang thematic area. So, next will be the medical self-assessment and reporting tool. Pwedeng mag-report yung mga citizen gamit na lang yung mobile app niya papunta sa city health department. So, hindi lang po COVID-19, pati po yung other illness, pwede pong i-report dito. And then, warehouse and inventory management system. This can be maximized po ng city government, especially sa engineering. So, ginawa namin to para magkaroon po ng system, may inventaryo, yung mga pangangailangan during disaster. No? Since meron na po tayong citizen registration, properly accounted na yung mga constituents, pwede na rin dito po sa warehouse and inventory management system, dito yung record po ng mga inventory, ng mga materials, food and non-food materials. No? And then, we also have the 911 emergency incident reporting dispatch system. So, yun po yung gamit po yung apps, pwedeng mag-press ng 911 ang mga constituent, pwedeng i-report, picturean nila yung incident, and then submit diretso po yan sa command center. No? So, papakita ko po mamaya kung how it works. So, under po yan ng disaster response. And then the next will be the social service distribution management. Bago po ito yung system na gagamitin during distribution ng mga financial assistance, medical assistance, food, and non-food. Dito po yun. So, lahat ng ma-account po dito, ilan na hindi pa nakakatanggap sa bawat purok, barangay, detalyado po yan. So, papakita ko rin po mamaya kung paano ginagamit ang system na ito. Then the last one will be the big data analytics dashboard. Ibig sabihin, lahat po ng mga department na mag-handle po ng mga system na yan, meron na siyang summary. Analytics na po yan, maka-chart. So we have different designs o templates ng dashboard para po lahat naka-summarize. Easy to click, makapag-generate po siya ng report. No? So under po ito ng rehabilitation and recovery, prevention and mitigation, and then dinagdag po namin yung fight back, build back better. So kung matotal po, pwedeng gamitin to in the future ng city planning. No? So ito po mga system na ito na subukan namin since March. Ito lang talagang tumatakbong system during lockdown. Ito pumasok ang pandemic. Kaya mo actually 2015 po nung i-design talaga namin ito. Natapos lang po siya ng 2017, and then we changed the business model ng 2020 January. No? So we decided to change the business model, provide ito sa mga city government o LGU at no cost. So dati po kasi may cost siya, iilan lang po yung nakapag-avail. So ano yung layunin ng programa? Matulungan ang local government sa pamamagitan ng bayanihan, patuwang ang mga barangay at kanilang purok o komunidad gamit yung citizen mobile app. No, pati po yung ARO o Authorized Registration Officer app. Next will be may rehistro ang lahat ng bawat miyembro ng pamilya sa bawat komunidad. So again, hindi po ito duplication ng sa Philippine Statistics Authority. Ito po yung ginagawa ng CBMS o yung tinatawag natin under ng Memorandum Circular ng DILG 2005 Section 69, updating and maintenance ng record ng barangay. And then, makapag-anunsyo ng agarang pagpublikong informasyon at konsultasyon sa mga mamayan. So, meron po siyang public advisory. Doon sa app, similar to Facebook, they can post video, announcement, posters, and then meron po siyang public consultation, pwede kang mag-like, dislike, o mag-comment. Information office. So, diretso po yan sa city government. Hindi na nakikita namin yung lahat. And then, ang lokal na pamahalaan ay makapagbigay ng convenience service publiko para sa lahat ng rehistrado mga na sa panahon ng barangay. So ito po yung DRR Then, makapagbigay ng mabilis at convenient yung servisyo sa anumang transaction sa gobyerno. Ito po yung ease of doing business. So, yung pag-apply ng business permit sa apps na lang. Online registration, online renewal, online payment. So, online assessment, pwede na rin po siya. And then, not only business permit, building permit, you can upload yung mga files, apply for an application. Then, assessment will be sent back to the applicant and pwede na kong bayaran online. So, kasama po yan. Kasama rin po yan, we have the real property management and assessment system for providing po behind system. Mga solutions, no? Arrow for Authorized Registration Officer. May system po yan, saka may mobile app. OPA or the Officer Portal App. So, ito po yung katulad po ngayon, ginagamit ito ng Baguio City for the border security. So, scan and go. So, papakita ko rin po yan. The next will be the Business Portal App. Lahat ng business establishment magkakaroon ng libreng mobile apps para po dun sa lahat ng papasok sa establishment nila, ini-scan na lang yung QR code ng mga citizen. So, wala nang ballpen sa papel. Optional na lang po yan, no? Para dun sa hindi po nag-register, yun po yung magiging ano lang, kumbaga disadvantage. Hawak ka pa ng ballpen ng papel. So, gamit itong apps na to, you can scan and go. And then, another thing is, meron po siyang, they can manage their products. I-upload po nila yung mga products. Yes, sir.
Meron ba kayong hard copy ng results niya?
Yes, sir. Meron po.
Possible ba ba kami ma-provide para mas mabilis din namin nasusundan yung explanation niya?
Sige po, sir.
Kasi, kanyari, very interesting kasi yung explain niya. But due to some terms there, what do you call that? Mnemonics na tawag na?
Apo. Itong mga mobile apps po.
Oo.
Kasi po, sir.
Nabigyan din sana kami para mas mabilis kami makasabay sa discussion niya.
Okay, sir. After, sir, unfortunately, hindi lang po kami nakapagdala ng hard copy. But we can provide, sir, yan yung then, sir, after po, we can show you may video summary. Meron po kami regular. Then, we'll also give you that time para po may review rin po the next follow.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. So, yun po na yung Citizen Portal App. Ito po yung magiging mobile application ng mga constituent. So, i-download lang yan and then log in na lang nila yung account. So, this is how it works. So, yung Authorized Registration Officer. So, may prepare po kami yung video para mapakita lang po yung detalye kung paano nag-operate yung Authorized Registration Officer. So, yung Authorized Registration Officer po pala, ito yung nominated by the barangay or ng LGU and it will be certified by the local civil registry. Ito po yung nagkakandak ng census na yung house to house. Okay.
Hi, this is Smart Country Ecosystem. Welcome to the Mobile Registration Officer app. Para sa mga nominated pro enumerator bilang Authorized Registration Officer o ARO, ang bawat ARO ay certified ng kanilang barangay na dumaan sa accreditation ng kanilang local government unit mula sa kanilang local civil registry. Ang layunin ng Barangay Inhabitant Record Registration gamit mobile application system ay ang pag-maintain ng records at makapagtala ng tamang datos at informasyon ng lahat ng naninirahan o mamamayan ng bawat barangay base sa DILG Memorandum Circular 2005-69 in connection with RA 10121 lalo na sa panahon ng kalamidad. Upang makapagsimula, Step 1, sa mga napiling araw, mabibigyan kayo ng link upang i-download ang app sa inyong smartphone at i-install. Step 2, buksan ang mobile app, pindutin ang sign up button at basahin ang terms and conditions sa ibabang bahagi ng app. At kung ikaw ay sumasang-ayon sa privacy policy ng system, i-click ang accept button. Step 3. Ilagay ang mga impormasyon na kailangan tulad ng iyong unique username at password na kailangan mong tandaan sa iyong pag-login. Mag-selfie at i-click ang camera button para sa iyong facial ID. Step 4. Mag-login gamit ang iyong username at password at maaari mo lang gamitin ang iyong Personal Mobile Registration Officer Act upang i-register ang mga citizen sa inyong komunidad. Pindutin ang Add Citizen button at pumili kung online o offline. Importante ipabasa sa citizen ang terms and condition ng privacy policy ng system at ipaklik sa citizen ang Accept button bilang pahintulot sa pagtala ng kanilang impormasyon. Ipatala sa citizen ang mga kailangang impormasyon upang ma-verify ang kanyang registration tulad ng first name, middle name, last name, birthday, mother's maiden name. Kapag kumpleto na ang impormasyon, pindutin ang Verify button upang malaman kung nakapag-register na o na-i-register na ang citizen. Kapag hindi pa na-register o hindi pa nakapag-register ang citizen, magpatuloy sa pagtala ng kanyang mga importanteng impormasyon tulad ng tenurial status, civil status, at filapan ang child form kung may anak na. Kailangan din maglagay ng citizen ng kanyang username at password na gagamitin niya sa pag-login. Pindutin ang camera button sa itaas ng bahagi ng form para sa kanilang facial ID at i-save. Ang lahat ng impormasyon ng registered citizen ay mapupunta sa private cloud server or on-prem server sa pangangalaga ng inyong local government unit na may mahigpit na pagsunod sa tuntunin ng RA 10173 o ang Data Privacy Act of 2012. Ang ilang impormasyon ng isang registered citizen ay maaaring gamitin ng iba't ibang ahensya ng gobyerno, lalo na sa panahon ng emergency, crisis at disaster, upang matugunan ang mga pangangailangan nila alinsunod sa RA 10121 o ang Philippine Disaster Risk Reduction and Management Act of 2010. Ang layunin ng programa ito ay ang mga sumusunod upang matulungan ang city government sa pamamagitan ng bayanihan, katuwang ang mga barangay at ang kanilang purok o komunidad gamit ang mobile app. Upang may rehistro ang lahat ng bawat miyembro ng pamilya sa bawat komunidad, upang makapag-anunsyo ng agarang pampublikong impormasyon at konsultasyon sa mga mamamayan, upang makapagbigay ng kumbinyenteng serbisyo publiko para sa lahat ng rehistradong mamamayan, lalo na sa panahon ng kalamidad, upang makapagbigay ng mabilis at kumbinyenteng serbisyo at anumang transaksyon sa gobyerno, at ng trabahong pangkomunidad sa prinsipyong home product delivery.
Ikat ko lang po yung sa so, yun po yung purpose ng authorized registration officer o yung ARO. Ito po yung tinatawag nating gagawa po ng Know Your Citizen o yung EKYC, Electronic Know Your Citizen, para po house to house po yung bawat bahay, may rehistro yung bawat citizen, kung ano pong type of tenurial status yung nakatira doon, kung ito'y owner ng bahay, sharer, renter, or even yung mga border, pati mga kasambahay, pwede pong may rehistro. So, yun po yung ano. And then yung officer or portal app, isa po sa gamit din ito, pwede po sa border security. Represent lang ng citizen yung mobile app niya or yung pong ID na pwede i-print yung QR code, at i-scan ng mga officer para po sa scan and go. So, ibig sabihin, nakalog po lahat ng mga during lockdown, pwede po sa magamit. Or pati po sa pamigay ng mga ayuda, pwede rin po gamitin itong QR code na to. Ito na yung magiging barangay inhabitant record o identity ng isang constituent. So, and then, yung pong business portal app, ito yung gamit po yung app na yan kung papasok siya sa mga establishment, government offices, no, and other commercial, ano po, scan and go. Ngayon po kasi pagpasok mo, susulat ka pa gamit po yung bote at papel para makapaglasa. So ito, ipapakita mo na lang yung QR code. So, hindi na, mas mabilis po at hindi na rin na makakontaminate, no, yung tao na hawak pa din sa mga paper o mga bote. So ang kagandahan po nito, behind the system, may contact tracing. So ang City Health Department, no, sama po yung sa DOH, meron pong once admitted yung isang citizen at nag-positive, pwede po siyang i-trace yung 14 days ago ang mga pinuntahan niyang establishment. Yun po yung gamit. So again, hindi mo matatrace kung hindi po yan pasyente, yung patient number at saka nag-positive case. So limited lang po yung ano nito. And then ang City Health, City Health Department lang po ang pwede mag-manage sa system na yan. So sa business app, pakita lang po ng citizen yung QR code niya, scan ng officer o ng establishment para dun scan to check-in at saka yung scan to pay. No? And then pwede rin po siya mag-online order gamit po yung app. So yung scan to pay, we have some partners. Meron po mga digital payment na yan. So ibig sabihin, no, pag nag-register ka citizen, may option kang i-activate mo yung e-wallet mo. So ano po yung mga e-wallet? Napakarami na po ngayon. We have 41 ongoing partners po na nandiyan yung sa GCash, Paymaya, 7-Eleven, QuickPay. So ibig sabihin, no, ano na yan? Cashless. Pwede nang mag-operate yung mga establishment ng cashless payment gamit po yung business app. At pwede na rin po magbayad yung mga constituents ng cashless. So niluloadan na lang po nila. So option po yan na pwedeng gamitin. Okay. So then the last mobile app would be the Citizen Portal app. Ito po yung magiging itsura po ng mobile app ng mga citizen. All-in-one, nandito na po yun, yung PNBS para sa delivery, online order and delivery, online marketplace. We also have the online marketplace. Pwede po magbenta dito yung mga constituent na online selling, buy and sell, pwede na po dito. And then, we also have the e-wallet na yung business, mga transactions sa government, sa barangay, sa city, up to the national, ang next level namin yung pag-apply po ng police clearance, NDA clearance, no? Yung birth certificate, dito na rin po sa action. Click and pay, and then i-deliver na po yung mga documents. So, another advantage of this one, o yung mga features po niya, yung 911 emergency. So, 911 emergency, pag pinindot mo po yun, pwede mong i-take yung photo. So, either fire incident, accident, or pati po yung mga garbage, no, anything na pwede mong i-report sa CDRRI mo, pwede po dito. Automatic, babato po yan doon sa command center, doon po sa GIS map o Geographical Information Management System. So doon po sa GIS map, pwede matrace ka agad, malapit kung saan mismo yung incident report. So gamit po yung Google Street View, naka-integrate po yung system na pwede mong mag-view. So halos all over the cases we have this. So mabilis. In the absence of CCTV, pwede na pong magamit ito. So imagine if you have 100, yung population natin, mga 100,000 po. Let's say 120,000, 10% na lang po yung 12,000. So 12,000 para ang nag-install ng 12,000 CCTV sa buong alam ng city. So yun po yung isa. And then another one is the public advisory. So meron po magpa-pop up dyan, headline news o announcement ng LGU na pwedeng mag-like and dislike at mag-comment yung constituent at may mga citizen. pwedeng mapanood, ito po yung isang sample namin. Pwedeng mapanood yung video and
My
announcement.
fellow servants in government, isang mabiyaya at makabagyong araw sa inyong lahat.
Okay. Aside from the announcement, ito po, dito po kami nakakapag-monetize yung product research ng mga manufacturer. We can ask survey, advertisement, post-advertisement dun sa app ng coffee or tea. Pag sumagot po yung constituent dyan ng coffee yung pinili niya, we can measure it, no, at a grassroots level. So, kaya po namin ibigay sa mga manufacturers kung ilan, sa total number of population na 120,000, number of male, female, senior citizens, person with disability, scholars, legal or youth, no, kaya namin i-provide yung information. Dito po kami kumikita. Ito po yung, dito kami nakapag-generate ng revenue, market research, and then yung buy and sell. So, since alam na namin kung ilan ang may gusto ng paket, ang tea, ang targeted market na yan, we can send automatically yung buy button so they can avail yung mas mga murang produkto na mabibili nila online. And then, they can pay online. Pipili sila ng delivery kung sino ang mag-deliver sa kanila. We have some logistic partners. And of course, gusto rin namin makatulong, makapag-provide ng trabaho sa Alameda City. Yung po mga araw na nominate kanina, i-hire po namin yan. So sila po yung mag-deliver. So it's not only after nila mag-census, pwede po sila, may option sila ngayon mag-apply ng TNPS. Sila na rin po yung mag-deliver. Kaya po we strongly suggest yung mga magiging araw, taga doon po sa bawat purok nila. So number one is para mas mabilis po yung implementation kasi kakilala na sila ng mga households doon. Number two, pag nagbigay ako, kung nag-apply sila ng TNBS, kakilala na nila rin. So mabilis ang logistics. Isa po yun sa isang solution na na-integrate namin. So again, alinsunod po dun sa Privacy Act, ang kukunin lang po namin information yung demographics, no, not the personal information. So, protected po, no, we have submitted po, Mr. Chair and Sir, yung privacy policy na ginawa namin and then yung implementation guidelines. So, ito po yung mga, and then another thing is contact tracing. Part of the system, we have the contact tracing where we can measure yung, identify the epicenter of the virus. Just in case po, pwede gamitin ito. Not only for COVID-19, pati po yung mga other illnesses, such as yung mga rabies o dengue, pwede rin po sa magamit. Pwedeng matrace anong region, and ang purok, barangay, so we're going to provide you a map, a GIS map. Pwedeng malaki yung pasyente. Saan, taga saan po, saan nangyayari. So, sa madaling salita, we can generate a report, ano yung top 10 disease ng city. So, yung top 1, sa ang barangay yan, sa ang purok yan, ilang lalaki, babae, matanda, we can measure it. Okay. So, another thing is yung swab test scheduling. Kailangan na rin po namin yan para recorded na recipe pa namin yan. Aside dun po sa citizen app and business app, pinacombine po yan, yun po yung mga tinatawag nating barangay po, additional sa barangay inhabitant record registration. Again, sinunod po natin yung CILG Memorandum Circular 2005. The Public Act 10121 ng DRRN Act, then Data Privacy Act of 2012, and ito pong lahat ng data na ito, ang magmamanage po dito is yung LGU. So, yung mga record po na magagather natin, masisave po lahat yan sa secure private cloud server. So, we're going to provide this also, hindi po magiging gastos yan ng gobyerno ng LGU. Ibibigay na po namin yan. And then, data controller will be the LGU. Data processor will be the ITBS. So, again, ownership po ng data, LGU. So, it's not ITBS. So, kung may mga katanungan, pwede pong
We open the floor for questions. Any questions from the body? Councilor Secretary, first off.
Good afternoon po. We all know that this technology has the power to make our lives much simpler and it will improve the quality of life. Pero ang tanong ko po, but is the technology really considered smart if hackers can break into it and shut down the entire city?
Okay, ma'am. Thank you for your question po. Actually, in terms of security, since nandito po sa private cloud, no? So we have this kind of technology similar to the banking system. And we designed the database since cloud po siya, no? Available po siya everywhere. So even hackers cannot pass on it. We designed the system with data encryption. So actually, 3 layer of security na po sa ngayon, the security, transparency, and the reversibility. So, and nag-update na rin kami ng mga security measures. Encrypted po yung mga information. So, upon sending po ng mobile app ng data, no, mag-create po yan ng unique private key na ipapadala po yan doon sa receiver. Intercept the information. No? Very honestly, they can intercept the information. But if it's encrypted, they cannot. So, similar to the banking system, we have the same technology, and hopefully Oracle will papasok po ang Oracle din dito. So, Oracle is the #1 pagdating po sa database management. So, hindi po ma'am yung mga okay.
Any other questions? Councilor Season?
Yes, sir. May budget ba na kailangan ibigay ang city government sa IPPS?
Okay po. Budget of any cost? No, wala po siya. No capex, no opex. No. Ang kailangan lang po dito is gamitin lang po ng LGU. No, ang magiging gastos lang po ng LGU, yung allowance po ng mga, o yung mobilization po ng mga araw. So, yun lang po yung magiging gastos niya. But, hindi po yung pupunta sa IPPS. Diretso po yun sa mga authorized registration officer. So, those are the nominated officers po ng barangay or ng local government and certified by the local citizen. So again, no capex po, no OPEX. Walang amount na babayaran. Within 5 years po yung nilagay namin kontrata. No, na subject for renew, pwede pong i-renew yun. No? Upon renewal po nun, wala rin pong gastos yun. No capex, no OPEX. So, yun po.
So speaking of the arrow, how do you control or minimize yung syempre human error, di ba? Sila yung mag-i-input ng mga pangalan, details. So what if na mali yung may error po sa pag-input? How does your system counter check those things?
Okay, sir. So, thank you for the question, sir. Bali yung araw po, upon submission po ng data, papasok po yan dun sa pending application ng local system. So, si LCR po, no, siya po yung magre-review rin po nun. And then, even barangay, they can also see, even si barangay po, meron po siyang summary. Mag-review po niya kung taga doon po talaga sa ano nila yun. Verified by barangay and then it will be certified by the local citizen. Kaya po, magandang question po sir, kaya namin ginawa yung authorized registration officer. Dati po kasi citizen app lang yan. So the problem with the citizen app, anyone can download and immediately register. Para po Facebook, we cannot control. So walang kahit sino pwedeng gumawa ng 2 account, 3 account. So house muna, and then before you can download the citizen app, so pinakalas, kailangan mo nang na-register ka ng authorized registration officer. Magla-login ka lang gamit yung full name mo, date of birth, and mother's maiden name. Then, iti-text sa'yo yung app sa mobile number. So, yun po yung purpose ng app.
Before we recognize counselor, Ma'am Lovely, yung follow-up lang doon, sir. For example, have you done studies ba? For example, out of 100,000 Alaminos, how many percent owns a smartphone or is capable of doing the process that you mentioned? So siyempre, pero 50% lang, di ba? So, how do you, sa inyo nakalagay parang si Aro, sa type tas papa-accept doon sa tao. Diba? So, may ano ba yan? May check rin sa summary yan. Diba?
Yes, sir. Actually po, ang bawat barangay at po ang city government mismo, makikita nyo doon sa dashboard, each of the arrow, kung ilan na yung na-register po nila. And then, pwedeng part of the survey po doon, itanong na rin kung may mga smartphone sila o wala. So, magiging analytics na rin po yun, no, sa makakagather tayo ng information. So, that's how it works kay Aro. No? Hindi lang during registration, sa susunod po na survey, pwedeng dagdagan ng mga information na gusto natin po yun. No? So, pati po yung ilan ng mga may mga aso, pwede po yan, pwedeng isama yun. Source of water nila, kung nawasa ba yan o deep well, pwede rin po yun. So, that's why we conduct this. Nilagay po namin. May mobile app dito. Based dun po sa last study po namin, in Metro Manila, 80% of the population may mga smartphone. And majority of the household, meron pong isang membro ng family na merong smartphone. So, halos, baka nga po hindi na 80% ngayon, mas tumaas na. Kasi nagbaba namin yung presyo ng smartphone.
Ma'am Lovely?
Yes, sir.
Please state your name for the record. Paano na? Name and department. Pasabi ko sa...
Yes, sir. I would just like to make some clarification kay Sir JP regarding sa nabanggit. I am Mrs. Gabby Di Castro Reyes, CPCB Registrar po, and we will tag po to supervise. My office was tagged to supervise the registration po ng ating mga citizens. So, sir, ano ka lang po, for the clarification of regarding po dun sa nabanggit mo kanina, isa-certify po yung mga supervise po, sir, but as we have agreed upon na we will be accepting po yung mga isa-certify po, yung mga naliko po ng araw, isa-certify po ito mismo ng ating barangay secretaries kasi sila po yung
Barangay secretary.
Yes, sir.
Sir, go ahead. Sige pa. Sige pa.
Sir JP, I'm Mr. Daniel Legaspi ng MIS sa RD. The question is kasi most of the discuss about the registration, but part of the rights of the data subject under the Data Privacy Act of 2012 is right for deletion or blocking of we have something, the request for the remove from the system.
For the removal, sir, actually it's more on deactivation.
Sir, that is different, sir. Deletion is totally deleting or erasing of the information that was registered with the system. Well, the activation is just preventing it from popping out or being searched from the web or from the app.
Okay. Na-contract at dinadaan na sir. So, pagtapos po, nakasaad din sa memorandum of agreement. Once natapos yung kontrata, government, automatic po yan. Lahat ng data kasi will be owned by the LGU. Ito transfer po yan ang take and download the data. Then, we will going to delete lahat ng information dun sa server.
Siguro sir, kapalap just
Yes, follow-up question first.
Yes, sir, kasi while the MOA is still ongoing or still in its term or effectiveness, syempre, some of the citizens would opt out, for example, kasi they don't really have any benefit from it. And then, they see it as a burden na yung information nila is being used. So, for me, example, I like to opt out. I would like to delete my information from the system. What would you provide us for that? Or what would you provide for the citizen to opt out from the registration?
Similar to na kung paano natin siya sinertify o verify. So once na nag-request ka ng delete, papasok ulit sa, it depends on your operation yan. Kung yung barangay ka o local city registry, ang mag-upload yung deletion, then automatically delete mo yung account. So, isa pong way yan. Kung paano siya ni-register, gano'n din yung process niya, delete mo. Kapag delete mo yung account, anong account?
The register already council here in the doctor.
I think we still have a lot of topics to discuss in this issue, in details, a lot of discussions. I suggest we cut short of representation to have schedule a presentation in depth so that you can spend a half day or 1 day session if you want.
Is everyone going to do that? Yes, yes.
Yes, I agree with the proposal of Councilor. Unless, of course, we are very much honored to have the CEO with us today, but due to some constraints, we have just given a few minutes. That's why I was asking if we could provide us a hard copy of the presentation. Because a lot of things are also playing in my mind. Because basically, this is an application, right?
These are application and a backend system. Actually, it's an ecosystem.
I believe well, every application has a good effect. It also carries with it a very bad effect. So, we would just like to be very cautious about it because it's like the question of Sir Daniel last year. Ano nga naman pag nag-register ka na, and then ayaw mo na, it's a decision should be made between the information that was gathered, by having it a status of deactivated and a status of total withdrawal. Diba? Because if it is deactivated, the information remains. Diba? Pero ayaw mo na eh. Diba? But if they will just put you in a deactivated status, then the information gathered remains with the data bank. So, perhaps I agree that if it is not too much to ask of you sir, maybe just ask that you allot the time for us, with the department, to give us an in-depth discussion on the matter. Because we find it very, but as well, very interesting issue, especially this one.
Siguro, sir, can you provide us a copy of the presentation? And then we should also consolidate our questions para at least there's a detailed discussion. And next time,
And also, I'm going to provide also the implementation guidelines.
yes, please. That will be best. That will be best. Okay, with that, thank you very much. Do you have any closing remarks, sir?
Nagsusunod po kami ng another video, sir, for the closing remarks. 4 minutes video, okay lang.
Go ahead.
Para bumakain din
is at war against a common enemy, the COVID-19. And like any other war, the key to turning the tide in our favor is good intelligence and information gathering, especially against an invisible and insidious enemy. Thus, amidst the pandemic, our company, IPVS Corporation, lost no time in integrating into its homegrown smart country ecosystem the virus tracker system, consisting of the centralized operation and management for health with Bayanihan Citizen Act module and its sub-modules, the Citizen Registration Management System, or CRMS, the Citizen Portal Act, or CPA, and the Medical Self-Assessment and Reporting Tool System, or the MSI. The CRMS and CPA sub-modules gather information and profile citizens, including the facial ID, and generate a unique digital ID and QR code for each citizen. The Medical Self-Assessment and Reporting Tool System, on the other hand, contains an algorithmic table consistent with that of the Department of Health that can gather health data in real time, especially as it relates to COVID-19 symptoms. The data are sent to a private cloud or on-premise central database within the DOH and LGU, reviewed by a medical practitioner who will then classify the citizen as suspected case, probable case, confirmed case, or normal. These information are then plotted on a dynamic GIS heat map, which will aid in the contact tracing procedure, identify possible clusters of infection and its epicenter, identify areas that need to be quarantined and locked down, determine the kind of limited resources to be deployed, and identify potential hotspots. The use of science and technology for contact tracing and early response, together with early screening and testing, is a kind of containment strategy that will keep the country well ahead of the infectious curve. The system is also an important tool in the distribution of financial and material assistance to the most vulnerable, affected, and marginalized citizens in the most efficient and timely manner. Its algorithm also promotes transparency, as it can flag down inaccurate and fraudulent claims and entries. Its big data analytics can generate real-time reports and is linked to the warehouse and inventory management system to help LGUs and the national government executives plan, predict, and manage supply chains and optimize the movement of supply from one area of operation to another. The Citizens Apps has a 911 feature intended for emergencies. This feature empowers the citizens as it allows them, in just a few clicks on their phones, to report and take photos of crime incidents, fire outbreaks, medical emergencies, uncollected garbage in their community, and link them directly to appropriate agencies such as the nearest fire station, police station, DRRM, and traffic enforcement officers. Finally, should the need arise, the Smart Philippines ecosystem can seamlessly integrate to our other systems, such as for disaster, traffic with license plate recognition, security and surveillance management. It is also ready to incorporate the integrated human body temperature and face capture with big data analytics management systems, which is a useful tool in our fight against COVID-19, since it can remotely and accurately detect body temperature as they come. This is our contribution to the fight against COVID-19. It is ready for rapid deployment to be used by our frontliners, first responders, LGU, DOH, DSWD, and other agencies. We fervently pray for the country and its people during these tempestuous times. We stand ready to serve our country, to heal as one.
We are ITBS, and this is our technology.
Maraming salamat. Thank you po. Looking forward to see you again, and maybe we can discuss more in that. Thank you po. Okay, we will now talk to the last second.
I just request that they coordinate with the two distinguished gentlemen on the required date. Alam ko, may schedule tayo natin. Yung availability nyo, kasi kami po nandito lang, I believe you have covered going to ulit.
Sir, check our schedule, sir. Coordinate na lang po kami.
Sige po.
Okay, dito. Thank you.
We will now leave the suspension of the rules. So, we will schedule the meeting with the IGUS. So, we will proceed to our proposed resolution. What's the pledge of the body regarding the proposed resolution? Marshallist, Councilor. I'm sorry, Councilor Gato.
Yeah, sure.
This is the date.
Actually, yung comment kumain ko, look into the prioritization of the proposed budgets.
Okay, thank you. Magka-contact ko lang. Thank you po. Thank you. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Ano ba? Approve na rin? Ano ba? We would like to include the set of proposed resolution in the hearing on the said resolution is included in the list of the day for the meeting. Next item, Mr. Secretary.
Received. The first item is the review of Barangay Ordinance Number 2020-01 of Barangay Makati, entitled Barangay Revenue Code of Barangay Makati or the City Pangasinan.
move that the request for committee hearing on August 28 at 10 o'clock in the morning for review the said ordinance and that invitation be made to the participants.
Okay, August, the committee hearing is set on August 28, 10 a.m. Please invite the concerned parties. Next item, the secretary.
Resolution authorizing, now we proceed to the unassigned business. We have the resolution authorizing City Mayor at Francis Celeste to accept in behalf of the City Government of Banamis, Pangasinan portions of properties from Voltex Development and to donate the same to the National Bureau of Investigation.
Ano na tayo ito?
Meron na po tayo niyan, sir. Pag allegedly ang naging problema.
Two of ourselves approving two resolutions and then mali yung data na nakalagay.
But the resolution is with respect to acceptance.
Wait, di ba nagpalit? So this is acceptance and receipt.
Po yung kanyang napalitan yung cadastral lot number. So, babakuhin yung deed of donation niya, accept ulit mayor na yung bagong cadastral lot number. Tapos sa kanya i-donate po sa NBI ulit. Allegedly po yung papeles kung una nating resolution is hindi pa daw po aabot ng BIR. Yun ang sabi nila.
Approve na sa atin.
Yes sir, approve na
Dalawa
po.
ba yun? Isa lang? Dalawa, di ba? Parang, may pinasa tayo isa, tapos change na natin. Tapos pangalawang change na ito.
And anyway, the resolution requested is the acceptance of the city government of the property coming from Voltex.
Wait,
This
dalawa.
donation, no, by Voltex in favor of the city.
Yes sir.
So,
Dalawa ba?
it is favorable to the city.
Kung sino daw po sir po.
Let us accept.
Maybe two lots will be deleted, maybe.
Even if they will donate everything to the city, we are
Options daw po dito sir, kung gagawin yung isang resolution yung acceptance, authority to accept, at isang resolution din dun sa authority to donate. Kasi nakalagay po doon sa kanilang deed of donation na yung lupa specifically for the construction of NBI building in the city of Alaminos.
What is the pleasure? Na isang resolution na lang o hiwalay pa? O
What's the business is
acceptance?
only one.
Dalawa.
One donation ang one resolution. Acceptance and donation are already there. Sa lahat.
There are two. One resolution for the acceptance by the city, and the second resolution is the authority to donate by the city to the NBI.
So what is the
By
pleasure?
parcel of land. Yeah, anyway, we have nothing to lose here because it is originally it is not ours. No? It is just given to us and then we give it to a government agency.
If we approve this, wala na yung nakaraan.
Yes, this supersedes the previous resolution.
We have to discard that previous resolution. Supersedes. So what is the pleasure? Councilor, ano sa ito, no? This is the pleasure of our good Councilor Padrera, the Chairman of the News.
Sir, tanong ko lang, bakit ginagawa ng building wala pa yung papel? Tayo ko na eh.
I didn't see the...
Ginagawa ng building na...
Ginagawa na rin.
So,
I get to... So shall we include this in our business of the day?
Mr. Chair, this is on the day for deliberation.
It's been moved by Councilor Cotillera, seconded by Councilor De Leon, seconded by Councilor De Leon, Councilor Bakay, Councilor Abad, Councilor Secretary, Councilor Sisa. We include the said item in our business of the day for the commission. Next item.
That matter. Taken out of the picture.
Yes.
Right? If you will take a closer look at that, Voltex can directly donate it to NBI. Right? It can easily happen, but because the property is located in Alamino, the personalities behind this, who may have a very big heart for the city of Alamino, brought into picture the city of Alamino.
What do you think is the reason why it passed through the city?
Of course, if you will include the city of Alaminos there, it gives a radiant color of the city of Alaminos.
That donated land.
It is the city of Alaminos that donated
As long as
pwede naman kasi na hindi naman na tayo include, pero kasama tayo sa Alaminos, kasi dito sa Alaminos, dito rin tayo. At the same time, kikilalanin ng NBI na the graciousness of the city of Alaminos. So I believe we have nothing to lose in this.
Okay, we proceed. Councilor Ranoy donating our merienda today. Happy birthday. Okay. Magnus, next item.
Now we proceed to the committee reports. The first item is joint committee report from the hearing held on August 5 regarding the proposed ordinance entitled an ordinance providing benefits to barangay officials and other barangay workers, providing funds therefore and for other purposes.
Mr. Chair, we scheduled the proposed ordinance on August 24, 10 o'clock.
I-defer mo muna 2 weeks ago. Ito pala ayos eh.
Mr. Chair, we did 2 weeks.
So first week of first week of 2-3 weeks. Sorry. First week of September. So Councilor Raul Bakay, the sponsor of the said ordinance, would like to defer the said ordinance to from 3 weeks from now. 2-3 weeks from now. Madam Secretary, yung kanina yung sign, diretso natin sa the road, yung sa IRR. Said business a while ago was the resolution changing the time of our regular session. So from 3:30 p.m. to 1 o'clock every Tuesday. So shall we include the said item to the resolution? This is moved by Councilor Doc, seconded by Councilor Season to include the said item in the business of the day. Madam Secretary, committee reports.
Committee report from the hearing held on August 5 regarding the proposed ordinance providing for 50% rentals of stalls owned by the city government of Alaminos and further waiving the areas for the month as follows. For stalls at People's Food Court and Plaza in Vicky Baglanza, 50% payment for the month of March, free for the months of April and May. For Hookup Food Court in Power Stalls and Mermaids Cafe, 50% payment for the month of March, free for the months of April, May, and June. And for new souvenir stalls at Hookup,
Yes, Mr. Chair, the committee hearing was conducted from August 5, 2020, President of Councilors Caroline D. Season, Sir Pauling, Nadia Delio, Pauling. The representative from the offices of market, treasury, and sponsors who have been leasing or renting stalls owned by the NGO requesting for rate discount on the use of these stalls on account of the COVID-19 lockdown. The consensus is committees of the view that this more expedient to modify or amend the provisions of the city ordinance which has direct application to store discounts by inserting a provision that contains in cases of declared emergencies, calamities, pandemic, and or any other situation adversely affecting the economy. The local chief executive through executive order is authorized to reduce the rents of NGO rented out assets at amounts to be determined by the local finance committee. The recommendation, Mr. Chair, is that the committee report be adopted and the measure be carried for second reading.
Councilor Cirilo moves for the adoption of this committee report. The said item be scheduled for executive session. So, i-discount na lang natin. Pero, mas maganda kung sa atin magagalit, hindi sa mayor. Pero ipag-aralan sa second reading. O, second reading pa naman eh. Kasi, kung magbibigay tayo doon, discretion na rin. Eh, pag-rates kasi dapat dadaan pa rin ng sinunod. Anyway, just a thought for second reading. Next item.
Joint Committee Report from the hearing held on August 12 regarding the proposed ordinance operationalizing freedom of information in the city of Alaminos, Pangasinan and providing guidelines thereof.
Councilor Abdullahi.
The committee hearing was conducted on August 12. Present were Councilors Bergarado and Darwin. The MIS representative, Mr. Andy Gaspi, was also present. As early as November 2018, the province was on the enjoining its LGUs nationwide to enact the respective ordinances in support of the freedom of information. As response, this body has acted on it on the product of the current subject matter. The committee stressed that the main objective of the proposed ordinance is to afford the public the opportunities to access on information, official records, and the documents on matters of public concern from the public records repository, and to make them aware of the rights such as the foregoing in order to increase the level of transparency. The committee further emphasized that the exercise of such rights is subject to exemptions which are all embodied in Section 5 of the proposed ordinance. Mr. Dan Gaspi, Form MIS inquired us to who are the focal persons and FOI receiving officer who are responsible in responding in inquiries regarding FOI processes and requests. In response to such inquiry, Section 9 provides that each of the offices under LGU should also designate an FOI receiving officer who will accommodate requests for access to information files through their office. So, the recommendation, in view of the above findings, the committee hereby moves for the adoption of this committee report and the said measure is scheduled for public hearing on September 2, 2020, 9 p.m. at Plaza Braganza.
Councilor Abdullahi moves for the adoption of this committee report. The said item is scheduled for public hearing on September 2, 9 a.m. at Plaza Braganza. May draft ordinance na ba? May draft na ba? Sa public hearing, since may mga kailangan tayong i-hearing at i-amend na ordinance, isabay na lang natin doon para isahang patawag ng mga next item.
May proceed. Joint Committee report from the hearing held on August 12 regarding the anti-speeding ordinance in the city of Alaminos, Pangasinan.
Councilor Apple.
The hearing was conducted on August 2, 2020. present were Councilors Bernardo on Sara Decision. Also present were the representatives from the CHO, PNP, and POSO. The committee cited the prohibited act that no person shall currently or intentionally spit saliva, phlegm, mucus, or other substances from the mouth in the streets or any public places within the city of Alaminos. The CHO representative explained to the body that saliva is one of the causes of Brazilian diseases since saliva can contain potential pathogens in quantities sufficient to infect other individuals. The also representative stressed that penalties would be first offense 200, second offense 300, and third offense 500, or to 6 months in case of insolvency and imprisonment at the discretion of the court. In view of the above findings, the committee hereby moves to the adoption of its committee report and the said measures be scheduled for public hearing on September 2, 10 a.m. at Plaza and Unity Barangay.
Business of the day. The first item is the resolution authorizing City Mayor Art Brian Celeste to enter into between the local government unit, Alaminos City, Pangasinan, and the Information Technology Business Solutions Corporation for the implementation of Art Alaminos Citizen Mobile App.
So, we have yet to have a committee on technology. So, anyone from the body would like to refer this item? Refer this item.
Mr. Chair, I want the commission be deferred. We receive the hard copy presentation and maybe after that we can schedule it for a public hearing.
Councilor Sinudok moves to defer this item. Any second? Councilor Season, Councilor Federal. Next item.
Resolution approving the additional specific projects funded out of the 20% development fund amounting to 6,209,660 pesos and 90 centavos, and the special purpose appropriation amounting to 728,340 pesos of the City of Alaminos for calendar year 2023.
Councilor
Mr.
Sinudok.
Chair, I want the commission be adopted.
It's been moved by Councilor Sinudok, second by Councilor Segovia, Councilor Rabago, and Councilor De Leon for the adoption of the said resolution. Any objection? Seeing none, the said resolution is hereby adopted. Mr. Secretary, kindly note the request of the Council to receive the inventory of roads regarding the development fund. And maybe also we would request the outstanding balance of magkano ang development fund natin as of August, July 30, 31. July 31.
For development fund.
Development fund and SPA as of July 31, 2020. Next item.
Resolution authorizing City Mayor of the City Government of Alaminos, Pangasinan, portions of real properties from Voltex Development and Realty Corporation, represented by Raymond Celeste, with an aggregate area of 500 square meters, and the given authority of the National Bureau of Investigation.
So, first off, we decide kung one or two resolutions. Okay. So, one resolution na lang, and then we put in the effectivity ba? Whereas clause that it will supersede the previous resolutions made. So, what is our pleasure? Pabelera?
Mr. Chair, I move for the approval of the parcel of land to be made
NBI.
To Voltex, to Alaminos to NBI. So this will be moved by Councilor Pontelera, seconded by Councilor Season, Councilor Dillon, Councilor Lago, Councilor Secretary, Councilor Renoy, the birthday boys. Is there any objection? Amendment, discussion, hearing none. The said resolution is hereby adopted.
Resolution amending the provisions of the internal rules of procedure of the Sangguniang Panlunsod, specifically the time of sessions from 3:30 in the afternoon every Tuesday to 1 o'clock in the afternoon every Tuesday.
Sure.
Yes, Mr. Chair. And for what I mean, in the matter.
Chair will comment this.
I remember.
May mga hearing kasi ko lang Tuesday. Ano ba?
So, Councilor Alfred, could you delete the lang?
Yes, Mr. Chair, I move that the said matter be deleted.
To considerations from other colleagues, Councilor Alfred Castro moves to delete that ordinance in our agenda. Any objection? Hearing none, the said proposed resolution is deleted in our agenda. And session is still Tuesdays at 3:30 p.m. Sige. Kasi pandemic kasi, so we have to be really flexible as of the moment. Sige.
Next item is the second reading of the proposed ordinance prescribing the guidelines for the implementation of pre-emptive evacuation and other measures during man-made or natural disasters.
Mr. Chair, we respectfully move the proposed ordinance for another second reading in order to consider the proposed revisions and possible penalties and administrative sanctions. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Councilor, how many weeks would you like to calendar the set ordinance? 2 weeks. Councilor Secretariat moves to defer the said ordinance to second reading from to 2 weeks from now. So ordered. Next item.
Next item is the second reading of the proposed ordinance amending ordinance number 2005-22 entitled An Ordinance Adopting a Comprehensive Transportation and Traffic Regulations for the Administration and Enforcement, providing penalties for violation thereof, and for the repeal of all ordinances in conflict therewith, and providing for other purposes.
Mr. Chair, move to table this ordinance. 3
3 years. Councilor Apple at Councilor Rolbacan moves to defer the said ordinance for second reading 3 weeks from now, pending the reports from the executive department. Meron na kasi tayo yung report ng mga empty land, empty areas, identified areas for parking. Ang kulang na lang yung rerouting ng tricycle kung tutuloy ba yung one way or ganyan sa palagi.
Next item is the second reading of the proposed ordinance amending section 1 of ordinance number 2018-09 to further increase the rate imposed as environmental fee from 60 pesos to 90 pesos per person upon entry to the 100 Islands National Park to generate additional funds for its maintenance and further development and for other purposes.
Yes, Mr. Chair, likewise, I move to defer the said ordinance for second reading.
Councilor Season, Chairman of Tourism, moves to defer the said ordinance to 3 weeks from now for another second reading. So ordered.
May I proceed to the announcement, reminders. We have already received Sangguniang Panlalawigan Resolution number 738-2020, declaring ordinance number 2020-16 entitled Ordinance Lifting the Temporary Closure of the following tourist spots in the city of Alaminos, Pangasinan, starting July 1st, 2020 to wit, Andas Islands National Park, Bukak Park, Ikaw Wine Factory, Bud Mangrove Park, and Gulu Beach, enacted within the conferred powers of the Sangguniang Panlungsod. And of course, our belated happy birthday greetings to Councilor Povil Iranoy, who celebrated his birthday yesterday, August 17, 2020.
I'd like to request a few words in the speech. Birthday boy, maybe a few words. Did you prepare? 2-page speech.
Thank you. Today, sa panahon ng pandemic, panahon ng pandemic, dapat mag-isip-isip na tayo dahil di natin alam ang yung mga binatat talaga mag-asawa na sila. Thank you.
With that, happy birthday. With that, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, pare. Happy birthday. Birthday ko naman. So, any other announcements from the body? Wala na po. Wala na, ma'am? Ito secretariat, wala na po. Ayos po, wala na. So, kung wala na po, Councilor Berna. Reviewed by Councilor Rapagao, seconded by Councilor Lanoy, Secretariat de Castro, Ladong, Tito, and Apple Bakay for to adjourn the Sangguniang Panlungsod regular session. And now po, Sangguniang Panlungsod regular session adjourned. Salamat po.